Hey everyone, welcome back to A Skinny Show, where your health gets smarter, your snacks get smaller, and your host stays nosy. I'm Kalmy Skinner.
And I'm Dr. Oppenheimer, here to remind you that what's in your blood can tell us more than your cousin Shloim after 2 shots of schnapps.
Ain't that the truth? So today we're diving into something different. Not just weight loss, we're talking about decoding your own blood work. Ever hear of something called the blood code?
It's a concept built by Dr. Richard Maurer, a naturopath who believes your blood test is your GPS for health. Glucose, insulin, triglycerides, they're not just numbers. They tell you how your body runs, stores fat, and burns energy.
He's like the map guy for your metabolism. So if you've been feeling stuck, confused, or betrayed by your scale, hang tight. This episode is about getting real clarity with science you can use. You ever look at a blood test and feel like you're trying to decode ancient Hebrew? ALT, HDL, LOL. I thought one of them stood for lots of locks.
You're not wrong. Most people get those labs back and either ignore them or Google themselves into a panic.
And half the time your doc just says, everything looks fine, even if you feel like a truck hit you.
Exactly. That's why the blood code is about more than numbers. It's about reading the story your body is already telling. The blood code starts with one question. Is your body running efficiently, or is it storing everything you eat as fat? To answer that, you look at a few key markers: fasting glucose, fasting insulin, triglycerides, HDL cholesterol.
Wait, so not just blood sugar?
Correct. In fact, fasting insulin may be more important than glucose. It tells us how hard your body's working to manage fuel. There's also something called HOMA-IR. It stands for Homeostatic Model Assessment of Insulin Resistance.
It's a mouthful, and not even a tasty one.
It's a calculation. Fasting glucose times fasting insulin divided by 405. If that number is under 1.5, you're good. Over 2.9, that's a sign of serious insulin resistance.
And when insulin's high, your body is in storage mode. No wonder it's so hard to lose weight.
Exactly. The blood code teaches you to take control of your numbers. You can adjust your meals, workout routines, even your supplements based on what your body actually needs.
So like fasted workouts, eating lower carb, more sleep. This isn't cookie cutter. It's like tailored health, old school Jewish style.
Tailored, personal, and data-driven. Dr. Maurer also recommends skin fold caliper testing, which tells you how your body is storing fat over time, not just relying on the scale.
That's big, because the scale can mess with your head. 1 week you're down, next week you're up from muscle. Who knows?
The point is, your blood gives you clarity. And when you pair that with smart interventions, that's where GLP-1 meds like kosher skinny shots come in.
And once you're tuned in to what your blood is saying, those numbers start making a whole lot more sense. Here, let's walk through one. Say I've got a fasting glucose of 92 and a fasting insulin of 10. How bad am I?
Okay, let's plug that in. Multiply 92 by 10. That's 92.0. Now divide by 405. That gives us about 2.27.
So I'm in the early insulin resistance club?
Exactly. It's not terrible, but it's a warning. Above 1.9 is a yellow light. Above 2.9 is a red light. Below 1.5, that's optimal metabolic flexibility.
I always knew I was flexible, just not metabolically.
The good news is, once you see this number, you can do something about it.
So knowledge really is power, even if it pinches a little. Okay, wait, what if someone's fasting insulin is lower, like 4, and their glucose is 98?
Good question. Multiply 98 by 4, that's 392. Divide by 405, and you get just under 1. That's great. Low insulin efficient fuel use. That person is likely in a fat-burning state already.
So they're not fighting their biology just to lose a pound.
Right. Their body isn't clinging to every calorie like it's wartime. Here's an example from the real world. Let me tell you about Derek. He's 38, a primary care doc. Started gaining weight despite eating clean. He was frustrated until he ran his own blood work.
Classic doc doesn't take own medicine story.
Exactly. His HOMA-IR was 3.8. Fasting insulin was way too high. Once he saw that, he cut back carbs, added intense fasted workouts, and tracked his markers.
What happened?
In 6 months, he dropped 20 pounds, but more importantly, his insulin normalized. He felt clearer, slept better, had more energy. It wasn't magic. It was math in action.
That's the part I love. It's not gimmicks or starvation. It's just understanding your engine, then fueling it right. So we heard about Derek, but what about someone who's not a doctor? Like a regular mom just trying to make it through holiday season.
Amy's a great example. She's 55, postmenopausal, and kept gaining weight no matter how clean she ate. Her doctor told her it was just age, but Amy didn't buy that.
Good for her.
She found the blood code and ran her own labs. Her fasting insulin was sky high. Her TG-HDL ratio, over 4. She was in deep insulin resistance, but she didn't give up.
What did she do?
She started slow, cut her carbs at breakfast, walked before dinner, and added some body weight training. Her numbers dropped. She lost fat without starving. And when her doc said, "Whatever you're doing, keep going," she smiled and said, "I'm just listening to my blood."
That's powerful. It's like the Torah says the life is in the blood. We just forget to read it.
Exactly. A great analogy, Kalmy.
You know, it's amazing how many people just need a small shift. One habit, one insight, and suddenly their whole trajectory changes. You ever see this kind of change happen in younger people?
Actually, yes. I had a 17-year-old patient, thin, athletic, but always tired and moody. His fasting insulin was nearly 18. He wasn't overweight, but he was deep in insulin resistance.
Wow, so you can look fine on the outside and still be metabolically stuck on the inside?
Exactly. That's why labs matter more than looks. We made a few small changes, cut out sugary drinks, added fiber, and within a month, he was more focused, less hungry, and even sleeping better.
That hits home. Sometimes we think blood sugar's a weight thing, but it's a whole body thing.
We have so much wisdom and tradition, but sometimes we forget to apply that same wisdom to our health.
Exactly. We prep so hard for Shabbos and every family occasion, but our own body, we just hope for the best.
It's time to stop hoping and start reading the signs. Your blood, your insulin, your hunger levels, they all tell a story.
And that story doesn't have to end in exhaustion and expanding waistlines. It can end in clarity, strength, and control.
Kosher skinny shots is one tool, but your body, that's the main tool. Treat it with the same intention you treat everything else in your life.
You're not broken. You're just missing the map. Go find your blood code. So don't wait for your doctor to tell you something you already feel. If you're tired, foggy, gaining weight, or just off, look inside. Run those numbers. Find your blood code.
It's not about being perfect. It's about being proactive. The earlier you act, the easier the turnaround.
And if you want to make that shift without suffering, start with a little help. Use your blood, use your brain, and hey, use the kosher skinny shots. Because this isn't about shame, it's about clarity. So what should someone do today if they're ready to get started?
Start with your fasting labs. Glucose, insulin, triglycerides, HDL. Plug those into a HOMA IR calculator. It's your first map. From there, adjust one meal. Take one walk. Ask one question. It adds up.
Don't overthink it. Just start. That's the smart kind of skinny.
And if you need a little help along the way, Kosher Skinny Shots is a great tool to get you started. It's science-backed, lifestyle-friendly, and fits right into the rhythms of our community.
You can learn more at kosherskinnyshots.com or give them a call at 845-524-8052. They've got real people, real support, and no pressure.
Couldn't have said it better.
We'll see you next time, and until then, don't be afraid of the numbers. Use them.
Stay smart, stay kind, and stay metabolically curious.